Apple Beats One. Why is Apple bothering with radio? The radio industry has given a mixed reaction to the launch of Apple Music's new radio station Beats One, which was announced on Monday. Apple has now revealed what DJ Zane Lowe left BBC Radio 1 to do. He will be one of 3 launch presenters on the station. Broadcasting from Los Angeles. Joining him on the roster are Ebro Darden broadcasting from New York and Rinse FM's Adenuga from London. Industry insiders have spoken to the BBC to give their thoughts on the new kid on the radio block. Beats One is a global radio station and it has said it will launch with 3 very specialist music programs, a hip-hop DJ from New York, a grime DJ from London and Zane. That's a very specialist offering at the moment. I'm not scared of what they've got. I'm very intrigued by it and it would be a fool that ignores them, because there's something like $190 and company, so of course you're going to look at what they're doing. The rising tide lifts all boats is the expression, and I think it's good for the radio industry that a tech company so used to changing the way we operate as human beings, with iPads and smartphones, wants to do radio. Having a presenter tell you this is the next big tune that you need in your life is so much more engaging and exciting than a streaming device. Hopefully the UK radio industry can work with Apple. They've got a 24/7 global radio station and at the moment they've only announced 3 presenters. There's a lot of content they'll need to fill those hours, and who makes the best music radio content in the world? The BBC, so I'm looking forward to that call from Zane soon. Beats One isn't about radio, it's about music. Most radio stations offer local news, travel, information and entertainment, so Apple's new single radio station won't have much of an impact on most of them. People who listen to local radio generally don't listen for the music. However, specialist music stations such as 1 Extra, KISS, 6 Music and to an extent, Capital and Radio 1 will be more at risk than the likes of Radio Plymouth, The Beat and Clyde 1. Apple is targeting new music lovers and fans. I'm not sure we can categorize the intended audience by age or gender, but they will generally be the younger end of the market. Apple will put lots of marketing behind Beats One and pay large amounts to attract star guest presenters, which will be good news for radio in general. There are thousands of services already, but it takes a company the size of Apple for it to be noticed and used widely. The great American radio programmer Rick Sklar of 60s New York superstation WABC invented the concept of Top 40 radio, playing listeners' favorite songs and future hits, which his team had picked and playing them on heavy rotation. This gave birth to UK Music Pirate Radio and eventually Radio 1. Sklar said that great music radio is where art meets science. I've always believed this to be true, and Apple Music is to my mind one manifestation of this theory. Apple Music is by its own admission a music service for music people, and I'd contend great music stations like BBC Radio 6 Music, Australia's Triple J and LA's KCRW already do this. So why are they bothering? I think it's a case of creating another gateway into the Apple walled garden, and a proposed free-to-the-listener radio service makes a lot of sense in the US where they face opposition such as XM, Sirius and Pandora. This gateway will also allow the massive Apple iTunes inbuilt consumer base to give a leg up to the still niche streaming music industry. Whilst competing with the likes of Spotify, it could also be a fillip to them. My question is, what about the mainstream? Regular people who just like music but don't need a reason or credibility for every song they hear?